What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be talking about riding blind. We're gonna go through everything so that if you've never ever tried a blind before, you can get started on learning how to ride blind. And if you can already ride blind, we're gonna talk about how to start adding it to your tricks and how to land blind. I'm gonna give you guys 5 steps, and if you've never tried a blind before and you follow these 5 steps, you're gonna be able to ride blind no problem, land tricks blind, and even ride blind on your switch foot. We're gonna talk about all the common mistakes that happen when people are learning blinds that can maybe discourage you to learn a blind, and how to fix those so that doesn't happen. We're gonna hop on the water real soon and talk about step 1, which is for the people who've never tried a blind before. So it's basically how to start riding blind on the water. If you've never tried a blind before, I'd recommend you learning the movement already here on land before bringing it to the water, because it's a fairly confusing movement to start doing in the beginning, or at least it's very unnatural. So for the blind, you basically want to pull in to your hip. Once you get close to your hip, you let go with your backhand, you turn over your wrist, and then you bring that into your back. And while you bring that into your back, you look over your shoulder to initiate the rotation. Once you're in the blind, push your back shoulder forward, look in front of you to kind of lock this position. Now the cable's definitely going to want to pull you back this way, and that's why you want to keep your shoulder locked and look in front of you. Before you get out there, just practice this movement so that you can comfortably pull it into your hip, turn over your wrist, bring your arm nicely into your back, and just do that over and over so that it becomes a natural movement, and that when you go on the water, you're not going to stall kind of in back lip and not turn over the wrist, not bring it into your back, and so on. Now you can do that with your board on to kind of get even more feel of what it's going to be like, or without, but I would say it's very important to just get used to turning over your arm, bringing it into your back, looking over your shoulder, kind of all in one movement. And once you're comfortable with that, well, we can hop onto the water and start with step 1 on how to start riding blind. Woo! For those of you that want to learn a blind, make sure that you can do these 2 basic tricks, and it'll make the learning process so much easier. First one is going to be riding switch, because if you do a blind, you're either going to be starting switch to then be blind on your good foot, or you're going to start it on your good foot and take it into blind, and when you're in blind, you'll be on your switch foot. Second trick is to be able to do a surface 360, whether it's front side or back side, doesn't matter. You need to know how to initiate a rotation, how to pass the handle, how to look over the shoulder, and so on. Once you've done a bit of practice on land, you can do a surface 360 on the water, no problem, and you can ride switch. Then you're ready for step 1, which is to do a surface blind. This is the easiest way to learn a blind. It's the first step if you're learning a blind. So let's get into how to do this. So for the surface blind, you basically want to do what you did on land, but on the water. So you're going to be on the surface, no ollie required, nothing. And slowly, all in one movement, you're going to pull into your hip, let go with your backhand, turn over your wrist, look over the shoulder, bring it into your back. And then bring that back shoulder that way forward and look in front of you at all times. And that's it. So then you want to do it all in one movement. Pull, let go, turn the wrist, look over the shoulder, back shoulder out, and then pass the handle. So a common mistake with the blinds is people get to here, back lip, and they can't go over. And that's for 2 reasons. Either you're not looking over your shoulder, so you're in back lip, but you're still looking this way, and so you won't be able to turn that way until you look over your shoulder, or your arm's too far away from your body, and you want to turn, but the arm's so far away that the cable's pulling you back. So don't worry, this trick takes a bit of time. The first couple times, I'm sure you'll pull in, you'll go to blind, you'll look over, and then you'll get pulled back. So hold your position, bring it in, make sure your arm's touching your back, you're leaning forward, your chin is in front of your boots, your back of your back shoulder is pointing forward, and you're looking forward. And once you can comfortably go to blind in one movement, sliding on the water, pass the handle right away, no problem, you're ready for step 2. So step 2 is going to be the ollie blind. Once you can comfortably do it on the water, just sliding on the water, the next step is going to be to do it with a little ollie and land in the blind position. So basically the same thing, except you're going to want to pull a little harder, and do it all a little faster. That's why you should be able to do it comfortably on the water, really fast, all in one movement, so that you can do it in that whole period that you're in the air for 1 second, 1.5 seconds while you're doing your ollie. All right, so for the ollie blind, I'm gonna show you how it looks in full speed, and then we're gonna break it down. So you're basically gonna do everything you do when you do it on the surface. Pull, turn the wrist, look over the shoulder, bring it into your back, past the handle, but all in that ollie. So you're gonna ollie, once you're in the air, pull it in, turn the wrist over, look over the shoulder. Very important here is to pull it nicely in and look over the shoulder so you turn for sure. So let's do it one more time. Ollie, pull, turn the wrist, look over the shoulder, and bring it nicely into your back. Pull it really hard into your back and make sure that this whole part of your arm is touching your back when you're in blind, and that when you land the blind, your chin is in front of your toes. Same as with doing it on the flat, the first couple goes, you might land blind and then get pulled back. That's probably because you didn't pull the handle into your back hard enough, and so you land with your arm a bit far away and it pulls you back. To fix that, pull a little harder and really bring the handle into your back. All your weight forward, look in front of you, back shoulder locked forward. And if you're holding that position and not letting the cable pull you back, you can ride laps through the cable blind, no problem. Woo! So when you can ollie blind, no problem, take it blind, take it back, then you're ready for step 3. Now step 3 is going to be finding the smallest obstacle in the lake, whether it's a mini box, a mini kicker, an obstacle that you're very comfortable to land off of, and that you can land off switch or go up its switch. Then you're just going to do the same thing you did on that ollie back one, but when you're coming off the obstacle. So I'm going to do it off this box because it's a very basic obstacle to learn it on, and I'm just going to ride up, and when I get to that last half meter, I'm going to do everything I did on that ollie but off the box. I'm going to ride up, then I'm going to pull in, look over the shoulder, handle nice in my back, weight forward when I'm landing, and I'm looking in front of me, I'm looking where I'm going when I've landed or ready to really hold that blind in position. Now we'll do it off the mini kicker as well because it's also a pretty basic feature to do it on. Pull on the way up, turn over the wrist, look in front of you, back shoulder locked, weight forward, and hold it as long as you can until you pass the handle. Make sure when you're pulling in and you turn that wrist over to bring it into your back, that you look over the shoulder to initiate the rotation. If you're looking this way, when you want to turn that way, you're not going to turn if you don't look. And one last piece of advice, make sure you absorb your landing, because if you land blind with a straight back, you're probably going to fall back. So absorb that landing, get low, and bring your upper body weight forward in front of your toes to really balance out the pull from behind and your weight in the front, so it's all 50-50. This little box right here is also a perfect rail to learn it on. You ride up to it, and you get to the end, pull, look over the shoulder, ride for 1 or 2 seconds, and then pass the handle. A common question I get from people is, how long should I hold my blind for when I learn it? I would say a comfortable amount of time is 1 to 2 seconds. That looks good, and it's a good amount of time to say, okay, I can comfortably land blind, pass the handle. But if you want to push yourself, try to ride blind, landing on one obstacle and coming into the next obstacle blind. It's very advanced, but if you really want to push your blind to the next level, that's what you can do. All right, step number 4. If you've made it here, well, now you're ready to start adding the blind to tricks that you can already do. So if you can do a Rayleigh, you can add it to a blind judge. If you can 360, you can add it to a back 5. If you can tantrum, you can add it to a tantrum to blind. Or if you can back lip, you can go back lip blind out. So let's just do a lap around the park and add a blind to a couple basic tricks. So maybe you've got a good Rayleigh and you'd love to learn a blind judge. So do the Rayleigh and then pull in just like you would when you were coming off the kicker before. Something a little more basic would be like a back lip and then bringing it over to blind. Same thing. When you get to the end, turn over the wrist, look over the shoulder, land leaning forward. Back 270 in, 270 out, but no handle, pass landing blind. Or one of my favorites, ollie on, 270 out, landing blind. All right, so final step, step number 5 is riding blind switch. When you can do all these 5, you can basically ride blind like a pro. So you're gonna go from step 1 to step 4 again, but with the other arm, same, just opposite. Same, but different. I was doing it switch the whole time, but let's pretend I wasn't. You're gonna start on the flats, boom, pull it in, turn the wrist over, look over the shoulder, lean forward past the handle. When that's easy, you're gonna go ollie blind, pull it nice into your back. Then you're gonna find a nice little obstacle to do it off of. And then last step, add it to a trick that you already know how to do, but landing blind. Woo! Whoa! There you have it, guys. All the steps you need to riding blind like a pro. I hope this video helps you guys out. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Blind is a strange trick to learn in the beginning. That's why there are all these steps. And I know some people like to skip the steps because it's boring to do it on land or do it on the surface and you want to do it straight to blind. But by doing it step by step, it'll make it a lot more consistent in the long run and a lot easier to learn, to be honest. If you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I really want to hit 20K subscribers by the end of the year. That's the goal. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what kind of tutorials you guys want in the future. And while you're down there, please go like the video. But other than that, that's a wrap for this week's tutorial. I'll see you guys next week with a new tutorial or a new vlog or a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.
Yo, bye-bye.